Hi, it's Eve Metlis with Watson Realty with today's Tuesday tip. What is an escrow dispute? An escrow or earnest money dispute happens when one party to the contract does not abide by the contract once all of the contingencies have been met. When one party does not adhere and perform under the contract, the deal falls apart and usually both sides want to keep the earnest money that the buyer has put down. If it's the buyer that decides to back out of the contract 2 days before closing, or if their loan is approved but they refuse to give the lender the additional necessary documents that are required to clear the loan for closing, the seller will want to claim that earnest money deposit. If the seller decides not to sell their home at the last minute, the buyer will want their earnest money back. When there's a conflict of demand for the earnest money, it turns into an escrow or earnest money dispute. If the buyer's earnest money is being held with a real estate office or company, the escrow dispute order goes to the Florida Real Estate Commission at no charge to the buyer or seller to decide how the earnest money gets distributed. The Florida Real Estate Commission has the final say, and their decision cannot be turned around. If the buyer's earnest money is being held with a title company, the escrow dispute goes through mediation and arbitration, and there are fees associated with those processes. The amount of earnest money deposit gets spent on those processes, so in the end, there's very little money left, if anything at all. In my opinion, it's beneficial to both buyer and seller in a sales transaction to have the earnest money deposit held by a real estate company. You also want to make sure the realtor you're working with is diligent, takes great notes, and keeps emails and text messages during your transaction, as this can and has turned into evidence when filing an escrow dispute. There's a lot of paperwork involved, and I'm happy to say that I've recovered $8,000 in the past couple of years for my sellers when the buyers did not perform under the contract, thanks to my company holding the buyer's earnest money deposit and the escrow dispute process. That's today's Tuesday tip.